Welcome back. It's Jamila. Today we're going to be talking about the houses in my collection that start with C. So if you're new, if you haven't seen my other two videos, you should go back and watch them. But I'm going through all the fragrances in my collection and kind of doing a house cleaning, a declutter. I feel like I have a lot of redundancies in my collection. I've done a lot of blind buying and some things just repeat. They're just very repetitive and I don't feel like I have a clear vision of what I have. It's not concise. And so I want to just clear the things out that are kind of repetitive, as I've said. My intentions for those fragrances are to list them on my Mercari and, let them go to a better home to be used by somebody who will give them a lot of attention. I store my collection in my closet. Most of my fragrances still have their boxes. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's the purpose for these videos. And yeah, just to show you guys what I have, just so I can also have some clarity about what I have in my collection. So let's just go ahead and get started. The first, again, this is the houses that start with C, but I haven't put them in any particular order. So I'm just gonna pick up, but I have grouped them by house, clearly. So the first fragrance that I have is by Costume National, and this is the Pop Collection. This was a blind buy. This was something that I just saw. It was very inexpensive, probably on Fragrance Buy. No, not Fragrance Buy, probably Fragrance Net. And I think it was probably about $25. It seemed like it would be a fruity floral, a fruituli, definitely a fruituli. So if you don't know what that is fruits mixed with patchouli. When I wear this fragrance, I've sprayed it on myself a few times and I get a lot of patchouli in the beginning and some maybe berries or, some type of fruit, but the patchouli is pretty prominent in the beginning. This fragrance definitely, oh, I have it pointed the wrong way. This fragrance definitely settles down to a nice kind of, I feel like the fruits are kind of always in the background. I feel like the patchouli is the most prominent note in this fragrance, along with musk as it dries down. And it's pretty heavy in the beginning, kind of powdery as well. But when it dries down, it's more musky and that soft patchouli. And it might even, it's kind of I want to say a sweaty patchouli. Maybe I should say a humid patchouli. It feels like it's wet a little bit with some fruits. Not sure, but it gives a fruity tone to it. For me, I think that, well, I don't know. It's a nice fragrance, but I think that I'm probably gonna pass this along. Patchouli and me, we have a relationship where I feel like I pick it up so strong these days. I don't necessarily like to have it so close to me. So I think that's why I'm gonna pass this along, because like I said, it is pretty strong in the beginning. I feel like if you put more than about 4 sprays of this fragrance on at a time, it's gonna project even more. But for me, it stayed closer to skin as it dried down, projected probably for about an hour or so, but then became a skin scent for 3 or 4 sprays. I sprayed kind of here in my bosom, and it's hot, it's hot right now and humid, but I feel like this is a good fragrance probably for cooler weather. Maybe if you don't mind that patchouli smell in the hot weather, you might be able to pull this off because of the fruits in the summertime, maybe summer nights. But it's a nice fragrance. It's just me picking up that patchouli so heavily. It does have a good dose of musk in here as well, so I feel like I love musk, but just it's not something that I've been reaching for. And I'm gonna go ahead and pass this along. So that is Costume National, and this is the Pop Collection. And this was an interesting collection, I think. Well, the fragrance is fine, but because the bottles came in different colors, so I happened to get the orange one. I think they came in colors of blue, maybe turquoise, pink. You see this orange, but the fragrance is the same. So if you see these out on discounters, just because it's a different color bottle, if it's the Pop Collection, I believe, if I'm not incorrect that it is the same fragrance. So I'm gonna pass this along. The next fragrance that I have here is by Coach. I only have one by Coach. The little leather tassel kind of fell off. I don't know where it is, but this is a kind of rosy berry suede musk, and I'm definitely gonna keep this. Every time I brought this fragrance out, I said, I'm gonna wear it more, I need to wear this more. And I have, you know, worn it a few more times, but I don't think I've worn it as much as I need to, but it's, every time I spray it, I really, really enjoy it. It's lighter, definitely lighter than the patchouli. Berries are kind of syrupy and sweet a little bit, but the rose is a fresh rose. And you don't get that suede and the musk, and well, maybe the musk is all through the fragrance, but that suedey feel doesn't come until the base of the fragrance. And it's really nice. I feel like this is great for summer nights, probably. It might be a little bit too sweet for the hottest of days, but for the most part, I think that this is probably a all-season fragrance, with the exception of summertime. So this is Coach, this is the EDP. An older fragrance for sure, but still a good one. So I'm gonna keep this around, really nice. The next two that I have are from Carolina Herrera, oldies but goodies as well. The first one I'm gonna mention is called 212 Sexy. And this is a really nice powdery fragrance. It's powdery, has a little bit of that baby powder feel, just a dose of it, you can pick it up. But it's also, I think it's cool the way these kind of twist out. So it's a 3.4, but I think it's 1.7 on each side. And each of them look like just a little sphere of fluid. But yeah, it's sweet, definitely sweet and powdery, but still has a cleanliness. It still has a clean feeling to it. This is really easy to wear. Oh, this is nice. There's some pepper in this too. I do like pink pepper at the top, but yeah, there's cotton candy here mixed with a little bit of baby powder, but it's a nice powdery, very feminine, very almost like clean out of the shower, but a little bit more sweetness, not so clean. This stays a little bit closer to skin if you don't spray a lot. Let's see, I've probably sprayed about 5 at a time of this fragrance, but more than that, you're gonna get a really beautiful sillage. If you can find it and you like powdery fragrances, powdery sweet, kind of slightly fresh, if you don't mind a little bit of baby powder, you know, I would say try this out. I think there might be some fruit. I don't think I'm not getting a lot of fruit from this fragrance, or any that I can really mention, but what I mostly get is the kind of baby powder, cotton candy, musky feel from this fragrance, and the pepper at the top. It's really, really beautiful. I love musk, I love powder, and who loves I definitely love a sweet fragrance, so I think this is really nice. Definitely keeping this around. This is 212 Sexy by Carolina Herrera. Really nice. If you've tried this, I don't hear, just because I don't hear it doesn't mean that it's not talked about. There's so many people here on YouTube. But if you guys have any experience with this fragrance, please put it in the comments and let people know. I think it's one to try. So, as well as this one, this is 212 VIP by Carolina Herrera. Okay, so this one, I'm a sandalwood lover. It has to be soft, it has to be sweet, it has to be smooth, and this is definitely that. It's passion fruit at the top, a great magnetic top. I'm just gonna hold up the fragrance. Passion fruit, rum, a lot of sandalwood that I get, and it's sweet. Let's see, I'll show you guys the atomizer. I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one around as well. I know that I like this fragrance. I feel like this is a fragrance that I would wanna wear. I feel like it's sexy, so I wanna wear this out. I wanna wear this on a date. I've had this for a long time. Sometimes I get a strong passion fruit at the top, and sometimes it goes straight into the rum and the sandalwood. Probably vanilla is in here too because it's sweet. It's a little bit powdery as well, kind of like a tonka feel. If you don't know what tonka is a note that is used to kind of maybe add to vanilla, or maybe replace a vanilla note, or add some powderiness. Tonka can, you know, be kind of cherry-like. It's not like that in here. It's just powdery and sweet, kind of vanillic. But yeah, I think this is a great going out fragrance for nighttime, for date night. And that's 212 VIP by Carolina Herrera. I'm keeping that for sure. This next one is by C.O. Bigelow, okay? And I think that you can find this. I found this on Amazon. People were saying that this was a fragrance that you could find on at Bath and Body Works. I don't know. I haven't really been in there anytime recently, but this is Lemon, $19.99. And people were saying this was a great sweet lemon. I don't find it to be. It's a little bit sweet once it starts to dry down on your skin. When I spray this fragrance, I definitely get a lemon pledge feel. Lemon pledge, for those of you who may not know, is a furniture cleaner that has like a lemony feel to it. And I don't mind. I really don't. I think that this is a perfect out of the shower fragrance. I feel like if you're in the heat of the summer and it's humid, I feel like this would be a perfect, if you like that type of thing, if you don't mind that, I feel like it is great to kind of refresh you and just, you know, feel clean and lemony, lemony clean, like pledge, like furniture cleaner. But like I said, when you wear it on your skin, it does get some sweetness, and it smells more like a soft lemonade or lemon head or something like that. But you can't escape the lemon. I'm definitely going to keep this around. I don't mind that at all. I actually like it. So I'm going to keep this around. But for those of you, I know some people don't like lemon fragrances. They say they smell like cleaners. So if that's how you feel about lemon fragrances, then you should probably stay away from this one. But again, that is the C.O. Bigelow Lemon, $19.99. So that's that. The next one I have is Eternity for women, and this is a, you know, they have different versions of it each year. I'm not sure. I didn't research actually for this one, but it is Summer Daze. So you guys can look it up to see which year that this came out. But this is another great out of the shower fresh smelling fragrance. It has a body spray vibe to it because it's just so fresh and clean. There is a great note of raspberry in here. At least that's what I pick up. I feel like there's some rose in here, a fresh, clean rose. But it's a really nice, fresh fragrance that has some sweetness and some florals to it, some rosy floralness to it, and a good atomizer, you know, body spray vibes. Oh, that, yeah, the berries in here are very nice with the florals. Maybe some melon in here. I feel like I might be picking up a little bit of melon too. I don't know. I'd have to look at the notes, but I'll just tell you what I'm smelling. If you can find this, I think that it is worth picking up for sure. The lasting power is, it's okay. I mean, 4 or 5 hours, that's fine. Spray it again. But it's really pretty. Very feminine, very fresh, very light. Great for warm days. Even hot days, I would say that this is a great fragrance for. So I've been spraying this a little bit. It's a good fragrance. I'm going to use it more, definitely this summer. But that is Eternity Summer Daze, if you guys can find it. So I definitely recommend this for the summer and the spring. The next fragrance house that I have is Chopard. The first fragrance that I'm going to mention is Lemon Dulci. I think that this is a great lemon fragrance. It is more like, it's like a mojito in a way because it has mint in it. So off the top, you definitely get a much sweeter lemon than you do when you spray the C.O. Bigelow Lemon $19.99. It's much sweeter. Oh, but you also get that mint right away. And it is, so the mint and the lemon are kind of mixing together right away, and it's sweet. And when it dries down, it's more of a woody, kind of minty sweetness. But this is, I think, this fragrance is easy to wear too. It really does give you a sweet feel, candied lemon and mint, a little bit woody, but the mint stays around. If you don't like mint, you probably won't like this because it's pretty prominent. I like it. I think it gives a very nice freshness to the fragrance. And especially, I mean, I'm learning. So I'm from the desert, I'm from the desert. And so we don't get a lot of humidity, clearly. But moving here to Houston, I'm learning a lot about my taste when it feels really sticky and like muggy and humid. You can definitely, like, tropical. It's a tropical climate here. And so I'm finding that I like more fragrances that are citrusy. Definitely, I mean, I mentioned the mintiness of it, fresh, clean, out of the shower, like clean florals, fresh roses, like pinky roses, stemmy green notes, stems, like, of the flowers or whatever. I'm appreciating those fragrances a lot because sweetness, it really doesn't work for me when it is really hot outside or very warm, or the air feels heavy. I don't like a lot of sweetness, I'm finding. So this one is perfect. It's really great. And again, that is Chopard Lemon Dulci. Okay, very inexpensive, this one. The Eternity, the CO Bigelow. I don't know about the Carolina Herreras because they're old. So sometimes you can find old fragrances for a good price, but sometimes if they are considered to be, discontinued or whatever, the price goes up. So I think those are worth trying out. The Coach, maybe not on the hottest of days, but definitely you can still wear it in a warm weather, maybe at night. But yeah, the Lemon Dulci is beautiful. I definitely am keeping that. Another one by Chopard. I haven't talked about this. This was a blind buy, and I think that this is a great fragrance. I haven't seen anybody talk about this. This is called Orange Mauresque. And the bottle, that green, is really, really, really nice. I like a deep green. I like all jewel tones, really, just dark, deep colors, rich colors. And I'm gonna compare this fragrance to Love Don't Be Shy, but it's a different version of it. This is more soapy. This is a little more floral, has a little bit more greenness to it, and I would say a little more resins to it. I feel like there are resins in this fragrance. I don't remember the notes, but it does have that candy sweet orange blossom that Love Don't Be Shy has, that it's famous for. And orange blossom is definitely one of my favorite floral notes. So I'm in love with that type of fragrance. Very sweet, but still, I mean, there's a soapiness to it that brightens it up. Yes, you get the greenness from, like I said, there's some stemminess to it. There's like a bright green stem to it, with a beautiful, sweet, candied orange blossom. Like I said, a soapy feel. The resinous feel, I think, comes a little bit later, but oh my gosh. If you can, try this fragrance out. Again, I'm nosy on the internet. I'm always creeping and looking for things on the discount sites, on the gray market. And if I see something, I probably got this on Joma Shop if I'm remembering right. Joma Shop always has some great deals if you can find them. Sometimes you have to be quick. Sometimes you just stumble across things. This top is heavy, really great quality. The bottle is heavy. If you haven't tried Chopard fragrances, I would suggest that you do, because I mean, as far as I'm concerned, these two are really, really beautiful. So that is Orange Mauresque by Chopard. And I think this is more of a private line, more of a luxurious line, but this fragrance is beautiful. I've worn it only a few times. I've never talked about it on my channel, but it's definitely a beautiful fragrance. So I'm going to be wearing more of this. So definitely going to be keeping it. The next house I'm going to be talking about is Cartier. And this one I bought off of a sample. I had a sample of this fragrance. I would spray it at work just to make me feel fresh and clean after lunch, you know, after washing my hands and cleaning up, getting ready for the next person that I was gonna see, just wanting to feel fresh around people. I would spray my sample of Cartier, and this is Baiser Vole. And I think that means stolen kiss, if I'm remembering right. This is a spicy lily fragrance. This is the, you know, lilies are a spicy flower anyway. If you smell a fresh lily, you would get some of the, it just feels a little bit spicy, but this is like a fresh lily. So there's some greenness to it, like the stems, kind of, there's some sweetness to it, just a little bit, you know, from the flower. But a little bit of spice as well. Let me go ahead. The sprayer, the atomizer is not the best, but this fragrance is just like an all-encompassing lily. Fresh, spicy, kind of soapy. Oh man, I don't know about this fragrance as far as it being discontinued. I've heard that it is, but then I've kind of seen it around as well. So it might be one of those fragrances that you can find. But if you like the idea of this, something spicy, green, fresh, classy, I would say that this is definitely a classy fragrance. It's beautiful. So yeah, I'm always going to keep this around, I think. Like I said, I bought it off of a sample, so I tried it before I bought it. Definitely worth having, and definitely works in the hottest of days. So that is Cartier Baiser Vole. You have to be a floral lover. It's just straight up floral and green and spicy. So that's not everybody's cup of tea, but if you can appreciate that type of fragrance, it's very beautiful. So that's that. The next house I have for you guys is Chanel. I have 3 from this house. The first one that we're going to talk about is Chanel Chance. Now this is the EDT that I have. Okay. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, Tendre. Okay. This fragrance has surprised me. I mean, I've worn it before in hot days. So in the dry weather and in this weather, I feel like this fragrance is strong, and that is contrary to what other people say. Some people say, well, a lot of people say that this fragrance doesn't last, poor longevity. But for me, and the way I spray, if you don't know, I spray on my body and I spray on my clothes as well. I feel this fragrance. I feel it around me. I feel it. So I'll give you an example of a recent interaction that I've had with this fragrance. I probably spray it between 7:30, 8:30 each morning is when I'm spraying my fragrances at this point. And so I had a patient that I was seeing at 3:30, around 3:34. And she caught it right away. I walked into the house. She did not like the fragrance. She did not appreciate it. I had probably sprayed about 7 sprays. And she was like, "Ooh, what fragrance are you wearing?" And, you know, it just let me know that, first of all, she didn't like the profile, but that it was still projecting, you know. And I do kind of have a close relationship with my patients. I get kind of up close and personal. So I was probably standing within arm's length. I have to take, you know, vitals and stuff like that when I go. So I have to get kind of close, but she smelled it clearly. So for 6-7 hours, this fragrance was still projecting off of me. So if you have, or if you're thinking about getting it, or maybe someone has deterred you from getting it, it projects as far as I'm concerned. So on a warm day, at least. And in the warmer weather, I've worn this fragrance as well. Definitely projected in the warmer, drier weather as well. I could still feel it. Nobody said anything, but I could still feel it in that same way around me. So I'm sure people could smell it. But it is first of all, a musky fragrance. On top of everything, it's like a musky, fruity, woody fragrance is what I'm getting from this. And it's really nice. I think it's very easy to wear. I appreciate the profile. Clearly, everybody is not going to. So you should probably get a sample before you try it out. But I'm definitely keeping this, definitely wearing it more. It's musky. It is a musky fragrance. So you've got to like musk and woods, but musk probably primarily is what I would say. But yeah, I mean, that's the EDT. So I have not tried the EDP on my list, but yeah, as for now, that's enough for me. So the next fragrance that I have is Coco Mademoiselle. This is the intense version, the newer intense version. And I found out recently that we have kind of a complicated relationship. I love this fragrance, I really do. This fragrance is something that I had when I was younger. There we go, that's much better. And found that it was really strong, but I wore it anyway. And I appreciated it, but because it was so strong, when I was finished with it, I didn't feel the need to go back and get it again. It was a gift for me, so I didn't feel the need to go back and repurchase it and get it again. But I've had this fragrance probably for about a year or so, I guess, in my collection. And sometimes I feel it's very smooth. I really, really love the way that the citrus and the patchouli and the rose play together. But the other day I sprayed it, and I have to say, I never really got that. Sometimes people talk about fragrances smelling like bug spray. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that is the association that I got in my mind. I mean, it did smell like that. Today, it's beautiful. I mean, it's a rosy, citrusy, rosy, patchouli, vanillic fragrance, and I think it's really beautiful. But the way that it was wearing on me, I don't know what was going on with my nose, maybe my body, maybe the temperature, whatever it was, or all those things in combination. This did not smell good to my nose, radiating from me. Glad I only sprayed, 2 sprays, which probably is enough anyway. If you're going to be out and, around people, you need to keep it a little bit conservative. That's probably good enough. If you're going to be out and you don't really mind projecting, you can spray a little bit more. But for me, this is a stronger fragrance. But yeah, I mean, I was trying to let it dry down. I was waiting for it to smooth out. And it just didn't. It wasn't acting right on me. Today it smells beautiful on the strip. I clearly haven't sprayed it on my skin. But because of the experiences that I've had with this in the past, I know that it works with me. I just have to figure out when. I just have to figure out what that issue was that particular day. But I still really like this fragrance. And this is the Mademoiselle Intense, the most recent version. So that is Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Intense. And the next one I have is my baby. This is one that I'll always have. So easy, so smooth, just perfect to wear in any occasion, I would say. This is good for women who are older. This is good for, I'm 43. So this is good for my age. If you can get with it, I would say probably even a little bit younger can wear this fragrance. This is a vanilla fragrance, citric, that has a slight vintage feel to it. I mean, it definitely kind of nods to Chanel vintage, just a touch of it. But really, when you spray it, you get a great citrusy vanilla with some vetiver. Okay, so vetiver can be kind of earthy. I had mistaken vetiver for oak moss at one point when I first got this fragrance, but it doesn't smell like oak moss anymore. I just feel like it is I don't know if there's aldehydes in here or not, but it does feel like a fragrance of another generation maybe. But I can get with it. I really, really love it because it's very soft. It's very soft. It feels like it's soapy. It's clean. It just is smooth, and I feel like it's not doing too much, but there is like a classic vibe to it. I feel like there's a grown vibe to it, but it's still easy. It's still easy going. So I really feel like this can be worn in many, many different occasions. I feel like this can be worn from you know, out of the shower, not really doing much that day, if you're not really even leaving the house, the vanilla makes it sweet and cozy enough to do that. I feel like if you are going out to just run errands, this is the perfect kind of clean, sweet, soapy type fragrance. If you're going to be out around people, it just feels good. It just feels easygoing. So I feel like this is a great representation of me. I feel like I definitely have that personality. I'm very easygoing. And it just fits in a lot of different circumstances, a lot of different settings. So if you're looking for something that will go from A to Z, I would say this is a fragrance that you might want to look into. This is Chanel Allure. This is the EDP. I think they have an Eau Sensuelle with a little more patchouli in there. I haven't tried that one, but this one, I mean, it works great for me. So this will always be in my collection. The last fragrance that I have that begins with, the house begins with C, is Creed. And this is Aqua Fiorentina. Am I saying that right? Yes. Aqua Fiorentina. Now this is it's very, very similar to Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. I haven't smelled all of the versions of it, but there's a lot of green apple, so very zesty. There's probably some citruses in here, probably some lemon. And some greenness. I'm just getting some greenness right now. White florals, kind of juicy, fruity, white floral, woody, musky, just the same as light blue is. Perfect for the summertime. This is a great, great hot weather fragrance, warm weather fragrance, period, but it can even, you know, go into those hottest of days. It's gonna make me sneeze. It's great. It's really beautiful. For me, I feel like it's feminine, but it could be just because I am wearing it. But I'm trying to think about whether I could smell this on a man. I guess it would just depend on your preferences. I feel like this leans more feminine because of the fruits. The fruits are tart. There's a little sweetness to this, but also because of the white florals that are in here. Excuse me, and the muskiness feels mixed with everything else. It just feels like a more feminine fragrance. So that is Aqua Fiorentina. I'm definitely keeping this. So that is my video with my houses, starting with C. I am keeping most everything except for the Costume National, the Pop collection. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pass that along. I'm gonna list my Mercari. I think I mentioned the way that I'm gonna do this in the other videos. I'm trying to get through this. I wanna do reviews. I don't know if they're gonna be kind of in between the collection videos, but I'll decide. But when things are listed on the Mercari, I'll definitely give you guys a heads up. That way you'll know and you'll have a chance to go ahead and grab them. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching my videos and coming back. I appreciate my new subscribers. Definitely appreciate my old subscribers. I don't know if that's good, I appreciate my original subscribers. I think I'm thinking too much. I appreciate the people who have been with me for all this time. I said in my last video that I've been on YouTube for a year. It's definitely been over a year. So if you've been subscribed for my channel for all this time, I really, really appreciate you. So I hope you guys are doing great, and I hope you guys come back for the next one. I'll see you soon. Love, Jay. Bye-bye.